Well, dang, man, it's Deontay. Welcome back to Inselbergmedia. I got another one here. Just talking about the just a young scholar here has put together some plastic gasoline or gasoline made of plastic. We're gonna sit here and watch a video about this real quick. Let's just get right into it.
I just ran this truck off of plastiline, 100% plastic waste. In this can here, I have plastiline, gasoline alternative that I made 100% from plastic waste. And what we have here is a beautiful vintage truck. And today, the 6th of April 2025, I am about to put plastiline inside of a truck.
That was yesterday, by the way, 6th of April 2020. Oh, it was 2 days ago. So it was 2 days ago they recorded this video. So this isn't some old news. I'll show some clips of that pretty soon, though.
And run it for the first time in history. So, are we all ready? Yeah! Let's do it! Yeah. Plastic in the fuel. Yeah, make sure you guys get that pour. Does it smell different from gasoline? Yes, yeah, it's different. So this is not gasoline that we just put in here. This is plastiline. Awesome. Let's do it! Plastic in the fuel. Come on, baby! Give that shot! Get the shot that it's going in!
That's him showing you how the oil or how the liquid is being added to the engine. That right there is just a visual showing you how it slowly gets pumped in whenever you completely empty out an engine and you have to restart it. This is the process it takes a couple cranks. So you're watching it feed directly, and that means they completely cleared this engine out of all gasoline before trying this. So just to let you know. He would have did this, it would have been, it's more beneficial to do this on an older car because you can show you like how the simple mechanics can be brought back, maybe with sensors and stuff in the car. It wouldn't allow this to be a gas that would be transferred to the engine and probably will stall out or something. That's just my guess of why you would use an old engine, and also just shows like, you know, even older technology could benefit from this. This isn't a new car thing. They also burn some rubber, as you can see, with the same gas. But no, man, this is a great display of intelligence, a great display, a use of, you know, the youth putting their time to good use. This isn't the first time we've seen something like this. People have been making alternative gas. I want to say alternative gasoline options for years now. I remember when I was a kid, this was big that they used cooking oil. There was a guy going around finding used grease from restaurants. He was turning it into gas for his cars. I remember he got an engine to work. We've also been able to use water, which is also hydrogen technology, which is something that the current car companies are looking into as an alternative fuel source, as an indirect competitor to electric vehicles. So we have electric now, we have alternative fuel source vehicles, and obviously we have combustible normal engines that are just becoming more and more fuel efficient. So this is all great and dandy and all. And just to show you, yeah, just so you guys aren't tripping, or so you guys aren't tripping, this guy actually posted this. He streamed this 11 months ago. And I remember seeing this when it came out. He was showing us how he was developing this gas. So I'm glad that he never really stopped. Created a whole contraption in the back of his in his backyard, wherever his residence is, wherever this is happening. This is amazing, just to see someone build something. We don't see inventors anymore in this world, and I think this is a big problem. Boys have been taking out of society. Not boys, I want to say kids in general, but boys, really. Boys are the tinkerers. We're the ones that like to break things and tear things apart. I was a VCR man myself. I used to tear down a VCR, put it back together. I would fix things around the house that weren't working anymore, just simply through reverse engineering. That's what I know to call it that now, but when I was a kid, I wasn't. So I was a lot like this kid, tinkering and playing with stuff, and he went a lot further than I ever could by making alternative fuel sources, or at least reviving a technology that we know exists. And speaking of which, there are actually people writing articles about this. This was written October 15, 2024. But what I will say is there are a few detractors even in an article such like this, praising such a discovery. There are articles such as that, but this whole process is called pyrolysis. That's what they call it when you, it's some technology that's used to produce liquid, gaseous, or solid form of fuel from plastic waste. This result can be used as energy or as a material for the creation of new plastic products. So this is something that I haven't heard much about. Most people don't play around in this field. It's most commonly used to get stuff from oil products, already oil-based products. Plastics are petroleum-based, so that's why this process works on here. You're just recombining all of the plastic down, usually throwing some kind of chemical in there to further that process, but you're recombining it and then extracting off the layer that you would need, or it separates itself into a plastic, into a fuel, and into whatever the contaminants are will float to the very top. But it's the same process in any type of filtration system. Then you would just pull the oil out of the middle. And like I said, that whole process is called pyrolysis. In addition, just some other things to point out here. An additional advantage is the ability to use various types of plastic, including varieties that cannot be recycled in a conventional way. This is a very good use of plastics that we can't use in the normal recycling process. I can't remember the exact numbers, but there's plenty of plastic that you try to recycle and you're doing the proper thing by recycling and everything. But once it makes it to the actual recycling plant, they separate this stuff out and only put it into pieces that are for sure recyclable, can be reused, usually for consumption, whether it's plastic bottles or the lining inside of a cardboard box or something. But that's typically the type of plastic that they want to reuse, stuff that can become food safe. At the end of all of this, you still are going to have your dissenters, and that's something that I wanted to point out as well. This isn't 100% on the positive side of everything. There's always going to be haters of this model, people who believe it's inefficient. So I'm not against that. Yes, it is going to produce a lot more waste. It's going to be burning down plastic. We will have to find a way to get rid of this new plastic. It will also be creating microplastics, which is a whole nother problem that we're dealing with right now. But I'm willing to take that risk and to bet that AI or some future technology will come in and be able to ameliorate this problem and give us the source of fuel that we could be using from this. So props on my young man. Like I said, we got a few things here just on some contrary beliefs. Contrary opinions have pointed out the weakness of this method. On one hand, there is the quality of material being produced, being made from waste and thus from various forms of plastic. It would be difficult to achieve homogeneity of the material. It would not be possible to guarantee the exact same product if made with different materials each time. This is a very good point to put out. So I will say there are problems with the actual disposal of the plastic using, but even the source of fuel that we get, how good will that source of fuel be? The best we can hope for at the moment is to just mix it in with already fuel, mix it in already with fuel reserves, or the ability to, like, say you go to a pump, it'll say 10% ethanol. You could say like 10% of this recycled gasoline was added to this diesel, for say, because that's what they're really looking at: diesel for tractors, diesel for machines. And I don't think they say semi trucks just yet, but who's to say that won't come in the future? So I mean, at the end of the day, I still think it's a good plus. We have our detractors, obviously, and I just wanted to jump on here on Twitter real quick just to see what people were thinking, because he has posted. This is Julian Brown, by the way. Make sure you follow him at Nature Jab. This is on Instagram and on Twitter. Don't forget that. Yeah, man. One of the biggest dissenters I saw in the comments was, this product has been around for ages. You should look into how much energy it consumes while making it. Look, I'm burning wasted plastic, as he uses more electricity than a large house to produce it. Yeah, like I said, basically, there are going to be dissenters about this. You're going to always have the meme of the FBI, back of the head, 5 shots, suicide. We're always going to have that meme. But what I will say, and then don't let white people see it, it's just, they'll steal it. This is just like constant fear mongering. I'm already tired of this stuff. This, unfortunately, is where our culture typically likes to take these types of discoveries, is, why some white person will come steal it. Listen, if this was actually viable like they say it is, or the people that think are afraid of it is, he wouldn't have been able to even make it to this point. It would have already been on the market. Clearly, we haven't found the way to do this properly. Otherwise, it would be profitable and it'd be on the market. It most likely would be captured by the oil companies, who already have a monopoly on it. So no need to scare him off. No need to act like white people are going to come and destroy everything. If it was an efficient process, we would already see that. So anyway, I just wanted to put out some good news out here. Just seeing another young scholar put together some technology that we haven't used before. Me doing a little bit of research and learning about it myself. But if you guys got any questions, put it down in the comments. Like, subscribe, and share the content if you're enjoying it. This is Deontay from Inselbergmedia, and I'll see you guys next time.